Welcome, welcome, welcome to this chat after the chat, party after the party. You're joining me for the USA Biz Party after the party. We talk about some really cool stuff that's been discussed during the chat. And I want to thank you for joining me if you're with me live or you're with me on the replay. If you're live, let me know where you're joining me from, your name, where you're joining me from. Just say a little hello, even just your first name. That'd be pretty cool. And if you're on the replay, please do the same and put an R after your name so I know you were on the replay. Well, today we talked about productivity. It was a great topic after we spoke about goals and email marketing last week because productivity is constantly on our minds. How do we get more done? And how do we stay productive? Because, sometimes, I don't know about you, but sometimes it feels like I'm spinning my wheels. So if that feels like if you feel that way, why don't you put a 1 in the chat? If you feel like sometimes you're just spinning your wheels. So the questions are always there to provoke responses, thoughtful responses. So the purpose of our chat is to bring together people. We get people all the way from Europe who join us, from Canada as well. We get people from all over the world who join us. And the questions are there so that we can learn from each other. Occasionally we get speakers. Oh, thank you, whoever's gave us that thumbs up. Thank you so much. But we bring people together so that we can learn from each other on various topics. We do get guests, and we're working to get more guests. But today I thought it was really good. Well, hello, Melanie. So good to see you. Melanie, I know, is from Ireland, and it's lovely to have you joining me through the chat. And from the UK. That's right. She's actually originally from the UK, now settled in Ireland. Now, Melanie is a very busy lady. One, I know for sure she's homeschooling right now, and she runs a business, and she's a journalist. And so I know, Melanie, you are quite busy, and this was a particularly helpful chat for you. Now, Melanie, what would you say is the best tool you have to stay organized so you can get more done in your day? And if you're watching, you are stalking me. Yes, you are stalking me. That is for sure, for sure. If you are on the replay and you're stalking me, let me know. I would love to know. That'd be kind of fun. But don't be trolling me, okay? No trolling. I know Melanie, so we're good friends. But one of the words that our icebreaker was, social media, journalist and podcaster. So you are one very busy lady. And how many children are you homeschooling right now? I happen to know a fair amount of homeschooling because I've run a business and homeschooled my children all at the same time. Google Calendar helps massively. Yes, for sure. I use Google Calendar on my phone. I now have a Mac computer. So when I've got something on the phone, I invite myself on the Mac computer through another email address so that I can get it on my office calendar so I know the things that are coming up. This is one of the tools I use in addition to my Google Calendar. This is a notebook. And so in my notebook, I keep all the notes. Here's just one page of my notes. I love Post-it notes too because I can move them. I can move them if I need to. Melanie is homeschooling 2 children right now, a 10-year-old and a 13-year-old first year in high school. Congratulations. Congratulations. So a lot of us, no plans to have more. I did have a few there. I still have one at home. She's getting ready to go back to college here this spring. But some people use a number of devices to stay organized. The key is you don't want to have so many devices that you get disorganized and you can't find the information you need. I ran into that problem for a while or I would have something on Google, and then I would have something in a notebook, and then I would have a file, and then I would have another notebook. And the problem was I didn't keep everything all together. So I had a lot of challenges getting organized. And if you're having to constantly look for stuff, then that honestly makes it difficult. It's frustrating because you simply can't get you're spending too much time looking for stuff. Now, if you're with me live, why don't you put in the chat if you use a calendar, number 1, if you use a notebook, number 2, or if you use both, number 3. So calendar for 1, notebook for 2, and both for 3. Let me know if I'm the only nerd who does that. I probably am, but that's okay. Because sometimes calendars, you can't put enough in there. And one of the things that came up is there's something about writing things down that makes a connection from the brain to your, it just kind of cements that connection there. It cements it. So favorite tools or tools that you're actually using: 1 for a calendar, it's a digital calendar or a paper calendar; 2 if you use a notebook; and 3 if you use both. Well, some of the things that we talked about were some of the time robbers that people had. And one that came up pretty regularly was procrastination. 3, I plan my strategy. So Melanie says, I plan my strategy on a notebook or social media planner and implement through online apps. I think that especially since everything seems to be moving more and more toward digital, that is a really valid strategy. And that's one that I use a lot. I couldn't live without my notebook. I keep my notebooks in a special place so I can go back and look for things, because I've even written passwords. So I write passwords on the back page of my notebook. I'm not going to show you the back page because it's got some passwords in it. But that way I can, so if I can't find what I'm looking for, I also keep the dates on the notebook, so I know from what dates to what dates that notebook covers. So if there's, for instance, we just had the USA Biz Party about a month ago. Actually, it was a little over a month ago. So if I'm looking for my notes for that, I know I can look in this notebook, because this notebook is dated from September 21st. September 21st. So it helps me to stay organized. Now, we all have moments of high productivity, and then we have moments of low productivity. How do you handle those moments of low productivity? Do you schedule them so that you have a time where you're not, in hyper mode, or do they just happen because you're tired? What do you do for those times of low productivity? I think that's a really important question, simply because we can't go 100 miles an hour all the time, right? We need to give ourselves a break occasionally, and it comes with our productivity. One of the things I do for a low productivity time is I read books. So I'm actually getting ready to start let's go this way, a group to work on this book by Mike Michalowicz. It's called Fix This Next. Fix This Next. If that's something someone's interested in, I would love to chat with you about it. We'll probably do it for 3 months, go through the book and pinpoint those areas that need the most attention, because prioritizing our activities is a critical part of productivity. I don't know about you, but let me ask it as a question. Have you ever done something else to avoid doing something you should do, but you don't want to do? Put a 1 in the chat if you've done that. You've done something else. Oh, here we go. Melanie says, I don't work weekends and have the odd day off through scheduling and using apps on my phone to keep an overview. I did a full digital detox over Christmas and New Year. I watched a lot of crime and fantasy type TV to switch off. Yes, we need those times. Really, productivity is not about constant go, 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 right? Productivity is knowing the balance and, like Melanie did, taking time away, taking space away, taking a breather. I love that she took for almost 2 weeks, or probably close to 2 weeks, to do that, because when we do that, we can come back refreshed, full of energy, and we're ready to tackle those lists, right? Because if we're going constantly, we're not built for that. In the Bible, the Jews practiced a 7-day Sabbath. So they worked 6 days, and then on the seventh day, they rested. And actually, if you look at their rhythm, it's really not just one day. The Jews will actually stop work at noon on Friday to prepare for the Sabbath, take the whole day off Saturday, and they don't actually get back to work until, I want to say, like late in the evening on Saturday night. Well, it's Saturday night. Now they don't even get started again until Sunday morning. So they actually take a full day and a half off every single week. This is observant Jews. And this is something that I find is helpful in my rhythm. So when I'm working on the weekend, so I don't take Friday off, I'll work until noon on Saturday usually. And then I'll take the rest of Saturday off to prepare for Sunday, because Sunday is my Sabbath. I work on Sunday. I rest on Sunday. And then Sunday evening is when I look at my calendar and start to prepare for the rest of the week. Okay, Melanie says, avoiding presentations. I love it. I love it. I have avoided doing 2 presentations so far this week. Haha. I've really got to get on with a 4-hour one and a 2 half-day presentation. One needs to be done by Friday and the other by the end of Wednesday next week. Oops. Well, I think, Melanie, I agree. I know we all go through stuff like that. We all have those times where we put it off. And what happens, I think, is we get ourselves into a hurry, and then we don't quite feel prepared. So one of the things I'm doing this year is that I got rehired for that event for next year, for the Grow Retreat. And so I'm actually going to start setting aside time weekly to work on some of those skills that I will need to up my game at the next event. So I try to schedule those things. Then if they don't make it into my calendar, then I make sure if they don't actually get into my schedule, then I make sure that they happen the following week. But I try to do that. I try to set regular time aside for all the important things in my business. So you are not alone. And I've gotten in trouble for that in the past. Well, productivity is such an important topic. If you haven't been looking, if you didn't get a chance to join us during the chat, what you can do, I'll start making these little videos too. What you can do is you can go into the chat on your Twitter. So let me see. I wonder if I can do this. Let me see if I can do this. I know there's a way to share your screen. I'll do it next week, but you can go into Explore, put hashtag USA Biz Party. That will bring you to all of the tweets. So if you're in Twitter, it'll say the top tweets are the latest tweets. So the top tweets are the ones that have gotten the most attention. The latest, of course, will be the most recent tweets. Go through there, look at the questions, and feel free to chat with us there. Answer the questions by doing A and the number of the questions. So one of the questions was, what one word comes to mind when we say this sentence? Productivity is, it's simple, just one word. It's super easy and super fun. And then you can read some of the amazing suggestions, tips, and tricks that other people in the group played around with. I mean, we had some amazing stuff come out. And what was really cool is I watched people learn about other chats that they can go to get help for some of their projects. So I would really encourage you to go to your Twitter. If you're in Twitter, when I'm done, go to Explore, put hashtag USA Biz Party, and look for those questions and interact with us. I check back every day on that USA Biz Party, and I will respond to you. So thank you again for joining me. One last announcement. Well, two last announcements. One is that we are working on starting that USA membership website. So be on the lookout for an announcement about that. That will be happening pretty soon. Next, we're going to be joined by Superstar VA because next week we're going to be talking about outsourcing. Outsourcing. You want to get more done? Think about getting a VA or somebody that you can delegate to. Outsourcing. Thank you so much for joining me. It was a pleasure having you with me, and we'll see you next week. Take care.